whoa. Hey, what's up, guys? What's happening, y'all? Caught off guard there. What's up, y'all? We're live, another LonelyFans podcast. And today, guys, we're going to talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. And as usual, joined by usual suspects, pack photos, Albie, Sheen, and a fun guy. And right off the bat, guys, I hated the movie. I think it was the worst piece of crap ever. James Gunn should stay away. That was good. Thought it was a fun experience. Then, I mean, it's definitely one of those movies I'm going to watch twice, But if you have one word association for the movie, what would you guys say? Who wants to go first?
One word.
Tears.
Tears. All right.
Tears.
Horny. Kidding.
Yeah, there was some of that in there.
I mean, Nebula. Yeah.
There was some of that in there.
Yeah. We're LonelyFans for a reason, guys.
Actually, the gold girl. Oh, damn.
The Sovereign.
The Sovereign.
Gonna miss that.
She is dead.
It's 2 words, but I'll say well balanced.
Well balanced. All right.
Especially when it comes to balancing all those characters.
Yeah.
That was the best because I was going in there thinking it's going to be the Rocket show, and I wasn't going to complain. He's my favorite character. Yep. But it was that, and everyone had their moment to shine, and everyone put in a great performance.
I do want Anderson Cooper to just give me rocket lines. May I buy you a beer? Just do rocket lines.
It's Anderson Cooper.
Oops.
Bradley
Cooper.
Bradley.
Clearly, we're off to a good start. Anderson Cooper.
The whole time it was Anderson Cooper. This is from CNN.
Straight from him goes, "Did you call me Anderson Cooper?" My gosh. Coop.
Okay.
Well, speaking of Bradley Cooper, can we say this? Because I've said this about Josh Brolin as Thanos. Mm-hmm. Despite whether it's motion cap or it's mostly the voice, can we nominate Bradley Cooper for an award for this?
We should.
Role?
He deserves one.
Could he? What would the award be?
I don't know what the rules are. I don't know if there's rules or you have to be present on the camera there, but there has to be something about recognizing. I mean, not just this movie, but movies overall where he brought that character to life.
Mm-hmm.
With his performance, but I felt like it's an award. If it ain't breaking the rules, or if it is, change them because Bradley Cooper put in one of his best performances of his career.
Yeah,
shit. Vin Diesel gets to walk the red carpet for saying 3 lines. Why can't Bradley Cooper be nominated for something?
Right,
True.
Exactly. And I am glad that Bradley Cooper did show up in the red carpet for this.
Yeah,
I am Groot.
Oh God! No, that I was gonna say. Yeah, I'm surprised he did. He never did any promo work for any of the Marvel films he voiced ever.
Yeah,
not even the Avengers ones. And to see him on this was pretty cool.
Yo soy Groot.
Yes, we're not talking about Groot yet, man. We're appreciating Rocket.
Rocket.
Oh, actually, speaking of, and while you talk, I'm going to slowly start unboxing.
Whoa! Those are OG ones, aren't they? Or no?
Mm-mm.
Oh, those are new ones.
This is OG. This is my very first
suit.
Funko. Very first Funko Pop was Rocket. So I got this. Yep.
Where is it? Let's see. The Rocket.
The Rocket. Yes. Got the little gun here, bobblehead, orange suit. And then
excuse me, sir, that's a prison garb, right? That was a space prison
jumpsuit.
I apologize.
If you could balance out the whole thing.
Oh, that's with baby.
This is from the Marvel Collector Core box. So yeah, I thought this one was pretty cool too, with the baby group on the top. And that was the scene where that didn't last long. That was the scene where he was shooting through the entire ship and was going through those transporters while Yondu was killing everyone else.
I still remember Tony's line at Rocket. this whole time, just a second ago, I thought you were Build-A-Bear. Maybe I am. Maybe I am.
But I'll be opening these in the background. And
Baby
also
Rocket. I don't know
Baby
he was a baby
Rocket.
there.
Rocket.
Hey man,
Yeah.
spoilers. I don't know he was a baby there.
What? Spoiler.
And I got Cosmo as well.
Cosmo.
Cosmo was great.
Cosmo was adorbs.
Yes.
Off topic, I noticed a Mr. Sparkle box in the back.
Well, yeah.
Mr. Sparkle.
I did a little shoot with the new with the Mo figure having the apron. So yeah.
He finally got the apron. Good job,
Finally
Super
got the
7.
apron. Hey, I'll give them credit though. I didn't have to contact them. They knew right away, and then they sent it out.
Did they really? From your,
Okay.
okay,
That's legit.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
once they
legit.
knew they made the mistake, it's not like you have to submit a claim or anything. If you pre-ordered it, you were already on the list and they had it sent out. So it was seamless.
Do the noble thing and tell them you didn't get it and resell the new one they're going to give you. So that way you can make double your profit.
Yo.
All I'm going to jump around here, but like,
We got it.
First off, High Evolutionary.
Yo. I was probably the only
fantastic.
person in the planet who went to go see the movie because of him.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of RoboCop?
I was like RoboCop Skeletor's in the movie. So basically,
wait a
High
minute, RoboCop's
Evolutionary.
white, isn't he?
what? So High Evolutionary was a character I was very curious to see how the MCU, especially James Gunn, would make him either hated or relevant at all. And now he's unforgettable. There's a lot of things he was known for, either being made fun of or that he said, that you won't forget about him all of a sudden. And Kang just came out. So he's behind Thanos and Kang. And
Is
then
he
Hela. He's no. As
Oh.
in these movies already came out. These big,
When they
so many
came
big
out,
bads. Why should you care about another purple guy at all? Right? They're
Yeah,
all wearing purple, as you can see.
I tend to think of it like I still liked Ronan the Accuser, but in terms
He's
of
purple.
James Gunn's
blue.
villains,
Yeah.
like that's probably the last tier, but the number one is probably High Evolutionary.
I agree.
Also, Ego, and also stuff from his DC stuff, like
Ego was
Peacemaker's
amazing.
dad.
Ego
He-
was amazing.
Yeah,
And
Russell.
the guy who played
Literally.
High Evolutionary, I'm gonna butcher his name, but Chukwudi Iwuji.
The
I
man.
think he was really good in Peacemaker as well.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
He played the head.
he made that show, man. He really gave you a character who you know nothing about and brought it to you.
Well, just like he did with Guardians, I wouldn't really cared about them in
Yeah, High Evolutionary.
2014.
Right.
What?
He made us care. Oh, yeah, and High Evolution. Yeah, that's crazy though, man. Like you could see, like his need to be the freaking when he found out that Rocket figured out the equation. How like pissed off he was, like how dead set he was on trying to figure out how he knew.
Convincing, wasn't it, from an acting perspective?
Yeah, especially
So now I should just cosplay as High Evolutionary.
do it
Actually,
for
I'm not
Awesome
doing
Con.
I'm not doing
So look out for a fun guy at Awesome Con, y'all. He'll be cosplaying as 3 things: Bishop. What's the dude's name? Mordo.
Bora Mordo?
Oh,
You want
but from specifically multiverse
Verse
of Madness.
MCU Mordo.
Has to be
So
that.
He's still
version.
waiting for his royalties on that.
You know what I'm saying?
Marvel Legends.
Choto Eltafor. He did good. And
High Evolutionary.
I just had different sheets of paper. Like,
Or
I
we
thought
should,
you were-
just,
I am
we should
cosplaying.
just have 3 cardboard cutouts and just put your face through there. All right. Oh, photo time. Okay, which one are we doing?
We'll have a-
Eeny, miny,
We'll
That'd be
we'll
so
use
good.
we'll use one of like
so
the
good.
lunch tables as pretend like it's a booth and be like, "Hey, meet."
And we'll change it depending on like
Yo.
what the costume someone's wearing. Oh, you're wearing a Star-Lord costume? Guess
Okay.
what? We got the High
Yeah.
Evolutionary here.
So
Oh,
good.
Doctor Strange. Guess what?
Baron Mordo.
Are you one of those
Oh.
X-Mans?
X-Men?
Okay, well,
Yeah,
right.
Bishop.
Bishop.
We got
So
Bishop.
dope.
He doesn't actually have the X-Men bishop. He's actually got like a Catholic bishop outfit on.
Oh, Pope's exorcist? Guess what?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
This is great comedy, guys. This is good.
But back to the movie. All right.
Well,
No,
yeah.
No, you can
Okay.
tell when he starts speaking like how he does, and what does he say? Like his vocabulistics or whatever. When he was like, what did he say that like pissed off High Evolutionary again?
Oh,
Sorry.
can't.
Yeah, can'ts or something like that. Con. Yeah, he was like even nitpicking his damn like pronunciation of the words. It's crazy.
And that shows you a
He
big
was
character
smart.
flaw and so much about the character in one line from each actor, one word from each actor.
yeah.
I was like, ooh, we got everything we needed from this relationship, or a high evolutionary's attitude from one word, cunt.
Because there was kind of almost a sympathetic moment where it looks like he was nurturing him and stuff. You're like, oh, and then he started bringing in the abusive behavior.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
even when they have like the view of the sky and he's like trying to nurture him, but he's actually a
Not.
sick guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a sick person with ulterior motives.
I will say this. I kind of got a reference back to Captain America. How
Mhm.
you mentioned earlier, Pac, when he got mad at him for getting the equation right, and he already had already done the malfunction, like adjusted him or whatever. The same thing in Captain America, where you have to be a good person for it to actually work.
Okay, yeah.
Does this make sense?
Yeah.
So
That makes
Rocket
sense.
I'm seeing what you're, because Rocket.
Rocket was already a good person, so he figured it out. Even though he wasn't, even though he was trying to perfect him, he was already a good
Mhm.
person beyond that.
Yep.
Well, there was something about the first scene I liked. So there was all the little rockets in the cage playing with each other. And then when the high evolutionaries showed up, except for Rocket, all the other
That's
raccoons
right.
were hiding.
Scattered,
Only
yeah.
Rocket
Mhm.
was. He was in fear, but there must have been a curiosity in him,
Yep.
which kind of proves
Yep.
not just bravery, but how he is like eager to learn, know what's out
Yep.
there. So,
Yeah.
What is this coming towards me?
Exactly.
What is?
so
Mm.
yeah, just another step in why Rocket's one of the greatest characters in cinema history. It's
He is.
Yeah. I didn't even catch that. I forgot about that. All of them were like hiding away, and he was the only one that was there.
the only one that. Yeah.
Is this everybody's first? Well, not me. My first experience with Rocket, besides the comics, was Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guardians was.
Yeah.
You're like Guardians.
Saw him in one Spider-Man cartoon. One of
He was there.
cartoons. He showed up. It was one of the later
What?
Spider-Man.
Really?
And I don't know if it was around the time Guardians was coming out or happened before, but yeah, it was a definitely different vibe. He seemed more like didn't seem like smart alecky. He seemed more like a really intelligent, like sounding raccoon that had a gun on him. So yeah, but I don't remember the exact details. I just remember it definitely was a different vibe than what I saw in the movie. Like less attitude, less like grunt, like a grunt feel to it.
Wait, which
No,
one was
yeah,
this?
it's
It was
okay for
Spider-Man?
him to.
Yeah,
I would
it
put
was
on which show.
Andrew Garfield's movie?
yeah.
Because I think you're thinking of Martin Sheen. I don't think you're thinking of
No. Well, yeah, he did take a long time to say with great power comes great responsibility. It was just longer. It's like if you see something wrong, then you gotta like step up and do something about it. Could have just made that shorter, man, but I get it.
I think this was my first exposure because I think after I watched the movie, I know Sheen's watched it, but I backtracked to rewatch the Avengers Assemble cartoon or Avengers Earth's Mightiest Hero. Sorry,
That's a good one, ain't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's a good one.
they appeared on there, and Rocket
Doom's
was like
in
a
it,
little bit
King's in
yeah, but like Rocket was more like he had kind of like that smart aleck attitude on that episode.
Okay.
Yeah, I never heard of the Guardians prior to James Gunn's movie, so I guess he did something right.
Right. I don't even think when they announced Guardians the first time, I don't think we had a cast yet. They just announced that they were doing Guardians movie. I think Star-Lord, it was rumored between Chris Pratt or Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh no!
And then, yeah.
He
I
said,
think there was
"Oh,
a picture.
no."
They had a picture of what it could look like, and that was it. That's
exactly.
all they had.
And Bradley
JGL
Cooper was announced
Star-Lord.
much later. What?
I just said JGL Star-Lord.
JGL. It would have been. I mean, I'm trying to think about his performance. Dark Knight Rises. He goes like Bruce Wayne.
Oh,
So
God.
here he's gonna go like High Evolutionary, Gamora.
Oh, okay. I see what you're. I'm looking at these Google images of like when he was in that movie called Looper, I think, with Bruce Willis.
When he was playing a young Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I like that movie. That movie was solid.
Looper was fun. I was like, ooh, okay.
Oh, let's also not forget Jason Momoa was originally picked to be Drax, but he didn't want it because they even have concept art of Momoa, how he would look as Drax. Yeah,
My man.
Ooh.
but I'm glad Batista got it.
Yeah. In the end, I'm glad Batista got it. Yeah, and I think Bradley Cooper was announced much later. Like all the cast was lined up, and they pretty much did most of the movie. But it wasn't until later then Bradley Cooper announced he was going to voice the raccoon. Because it was Sean Gunn doing all that. I was wondering. I don't know if it was confirmed. I was wondering if maybe Sean Gunn was originally providing voice for him too, and then they decided to go a different route. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering because it was announced so late. But either way, it clearly worked out for not for the best.
Yeah, it did. Well, I'm curious because I remember when those things did leak, they were like John C. Reilly's going to be Nova. I'm like, there's no way he's Nova, but he was the Nova core. You remember that he was, and he hasn't been seen since.
Which it's kind of sad because I did like him in the first Guardians. You know, hey, it's Star Prince, Star Lord. I go, yeah, I'm sorry, it's really cool to have a nickname. Yeah,
I mean, they killed that.
He can do a serious role every once in a while.
Yeah. They killed that one Zendarian from Couples Retreat, Stanley with a C. Like,
oh, that's right.
We knew that's why we couldn't see him afterwards, but we should have seen John C. Reilly or the Nova Court once. But speaking of the Zendarians, did you guys notice when they were playing poker or whatever it was, the one jeweler from the from Xandar was there? Yeah, It was a nice callback.
Yeah, I love it. Did a lot of nice call like that. That was a funny scene because Cosmo was going like, "It's the worst thing to call me a bad dog. Call me a bad dog." Yeah.
Who did the voiceover for Cosmo? Because I was trying to figure it out while I was watching the movie.
Have you guys seen Borat, the second Borat movie?
No, not yet.
She played Borat's daughter, and she was really good in that movie. She was really good in I think she was even nominated for an Oscar for playing Borat's daughter. She was
nominated for an Oscar?
Yeah, for playing Borat's daughter.
Why would you not play Borat's daughter?
It was a really
no one's gonna forget you did that. If you want to start an acting career, that's one way.
She was in another.
Oh, it is.
What's her name? It starts with an N.
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah,
Maria
Bakalova.
Maria Bakalova.
Yeah, Maria Bakalova. Like she's from Bulgaria and all that. So hence the accent.
I was about to say I thought it was somebody else, but I didn't realize it was her.
They had someone also in there. From what's it called? I didn't realize it until I saw someone mention it. The girl that when they were into the organic jail cell. Yeah, the girl who was in pink was in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, she was Ratcatcher.
Ratcatcher.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
Yes, she was. Yep.
And let's not forget the beautiful
James Gunn's wife.
Yeah,
hardcore.
I was building up to that. God damn it!
Sorry. Oh no, shit.
I thought he was gonna wait. He shot her though. Remember?
That was she did. She needs.
Shoot her. Did Gamora shoot? I forgot.
Oh, maybe
Gamora shot.
Gamora shot. My bad.
I think it was Gamora. Yeah.
So good. Just pow. She played that so well.
Right.
I do like the beginning, the struggle with Kraglin trying to use Yondu's.
Oh yeah.
Quiver, I guess. Arrow, whatever it is.
Arrow.
Yeah, I like. I'm glad they picked up where it left off with Adam Warlock from the previous film. It's kind of like par for the course with Marvel films. Like anytime there's like somebody they reveal towards the end of the movie, they appear right in the beginning of the next movie. Like Crossbones was at the end of Winter Soldier, then he appeared in Civil War in the beginning. Yep. Yeah. And the same thing with this, and I liked his introduction too. But I thought Drax was gonna die in that fight scene with Adam Warlock. I thought a couple other people were going to die. I was just like, oh, this is it. This is their death scene right here.
I think James Gunn sent this for a loop on purpose because technically Rocket died. He flatlined.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Technically, someone can tell you he died. He came back. Yeah. Everybody was close to dying.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. I thought even when they
die. Technically,
we'll get to that in a sec because that's the one that's kind of like I don't know. It's nice to see Nathan Fillion finally not have to wear like prosthetics or do voiceover
to be
finally be shown.
Right, show his face.
Yeah,
I did. That was one of my favorite sequences Not just when they were in, but when they were going in with those colorful spacesuits and all that, like doing a throwback to 2001: Space Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
That looked like really cool. I kind of
Oh, I
hope
thought
they
it was
make
Among
figures.
Us.
Maybe maybe
No,
Among
but
Us.
no. Honestly, it
It's
is a
both.
Space Odyssey.
Trying to be a
'cause everybody thought it was
smart-ass.
Among Us. Everybody thought it was Among Us, but it was a Space Odyssey. That's why.
Well, my old ass knew it was for 2001: Space
Yes,
Odyssey.
you did.
The
I'm afraid I
greatest
can't do
sci-fi.
that, Dave.
Hey, yeah. Okay.
Was that from 2002: A Space Odyssey?
Yeah, 2002, the sequel. Space Odyssey with a Vengeance.
That would have been
Space, the Return of Space.
2002 Electric Boogaloo, man. Come on.
I like when they
Oh,
got in. When they got into that spot and they were like, "Yeah, I have one of those too. He's right there."
The way he stared at him, Nathan. Just
Yeah,
goes,
he's like,
I'm gonna swear I'm gonna throttle him. Like,
yeah. So mean.
I
What
thought
did
you
he
said
do
something else.
He did that to somebody else too. Who did he do that to later on? He was like,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
Adam Warlock.
it was Adam
Oh, yeah.
Warlock. I got one of
Yeah.
those too.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, your son's a moron."
Yeah.
I got one of those.
That was funny. He's like, make him talk, and then he just destroys.
Yeah,
Oh,
show him
yeah,
we
yeah.
mean business,
Oh, yes, that's
I said, show him we mean business, not
not
kill.
disintegrate him.
Yeah.
He's useless to this.
And that little like hedgehog thing lived, so that's cool.
Yeah,
No
so
animals
he
were hurt.
goes, yeah,
Right,
and he
no.
goes, "I don't like the way it's making me feeling." And he goes,
no more animals were hurt. I mean, talk about
Yeah.
animals getting hurt. That was the most brute. All right, are we allowed to talk about that scene?
Yeah, we could
Sure.
talk about that. What's up, Vivi? Let's say hi to Vivi Chose. What's
"BB's
up,
in.
man?
What's up, man?"
Glad nobody died in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
They didn't.
Yeah,
I'm glad it
Uh,
ended and no one died.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
I think because they had enough like crucial death scenes with like the Lila, the otter dying,
Oh,
Teeth,
yeah.
and then Floor.
So
That
people
was a
died
Devastating.
brutal,
Yeah,
like
Floor,
gunshot.
because
right when
now
she
I'm
was
on
like
the floor.
They did a good job with the trailer because I would have thought like, oh, he reunites with these people.
Yeah,
But I'm like, okay, so maybe Floor and Teeths die. But no, she got popped first. Yeah.
she was the first one that got popped, and she had the saddest death, and she was going like skies.
Oh.
Oh man,
Sky's limitless.
So
Teeth's
fun.
fucking
Just the
wave,
reaction.
yo.
Rocket's reaction was just like
That's a natural
devastating.
reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, Rocket's reaction
that?
was so justified.
Teeth's
like,
wave.
when he was slicing his
With his
face.
flipper.
So at towards the end when we see that face
Oh,
and we
Red
see
Skull?
Red Skull.
Red Skull.
I wasn't
Skeletor.
even disgusted. I wasn't disgusted by the face. I was like, oh fuck yeah, deserved it. let's do more. Let's piss on that. Piss on that face. Someone pee on that face.
God.
I never was gonna go.
That's how good of an actor he
Someone's
was.
urine on the face.
He
That's
made
how
you
much
remember
he's a
him
kid. Exactly.
and hate him
Yeah.
as a villain in the same movie.
Oh,
Like
load
his
it.
presence. So I still like him, but I laughed every time I saw his face scratch up because he deserved it.
Yeah.
Right, sir.
He was
Yeah, so-
Rocket just forgot all logic and didn't care. Just used animal rage and gave him a facelift.
Oh, God,
Face
that was
off.
so satisfying. I don't mean to scare people.
No, you're good. It's all good, Joyce. I haven't seen Guardians 3, but they
Oops.
don't catch my attention. I don't. He said I don't mind spoilers. Well, this is. I mean, he doesn't get peed on. You know, this isn't an R. Kelly music video, so you're good.
When I say Peter, I don't mean in a pleasurable sense. I mean in a like
Pleasurable
destructive. It's destructive.
You mean like Rocket's on all fours and lifts one leg out?
Oh, yeah, just, yeah. Or maybe
Yo,
Cosmo should have came in and then like, okay,
Oh my
but
God.
that
he's
would have been amazing.
yeah. Someone should have pissed on that face because yeah, deserved it.
I
got
knew.
up easy.
I knew some death was coming as soon as he made that like key card to let them out. I was
Right.
like, it's too quiet. He's about to make a
Yeah.
break for it. Someone's gonna get killed, and then
Yeah.
she was the
Too
first.
Also,
and they killed all of them. Like it was just
you know the whole cross-legged and the floating in the air scene. When did that happen in the movie? It was in the trailer. I guess it was cut from the movie. A high evolutionary floating like this.
Oh, that's right.
I never saw that in the film.
Was it
That's
when
okay.
Peter and Groot went to go see him, or no? When he
Nope.
was like this? No, okay. I thought he was
Nope.
cross-legged in that. No.
He wasn't floating. He was sitting down.
Oh.
That was the best, though. I'm going to keep doing this. Just wait on me. And he wasn't, the best thing about him he wasn't acting like a supervillain. He was just acting arrogant,
Yeah.
almost like a high exec of a corporation,
Almost like a high
Of Orgotech.
evolutionary.
almost like a high. I was like, he's acting like a corporate exec almost that no one likes, or a boss no one likes. That's all
And
he's
then
doing.
lays off all his worker, aka kill them, destroy
Yep.
them. That was
Incinerate them.
Oh, when he was trying. Oh, yeah. God, that was horrible. And like the way he would kill them after like the first round of tests that he showed Rocket.
So should
Where-
PETA see this movie? Anyone from PETA? Maybe.
I mean, they're not real or CGI, so why
That's
couldn't they?
true. No one's injured.
If anything, it would be unlike PETA if they didn't support it because they're featuring CGI animals and empowerment. So, you know,
Humane Society helped.
fuck it. I eat
too.
meat. What do you? I don't care.
you had a double quarter pounder. Didn't you?
Yeah. What do you-
Oh. Was that actual meat though?
What double quarter pounder? It's just McDonald's has great C+ meat, I'm sure.
So about Rocket's
Hey.
reaction when Lila died. Actually, that was
Sad.
the most natural reaction. Like when he started just yelling and bawling his eyes out. And then I had the reaction of high evolutionary because it's like, imagine you're hearing a kid, you're like, yeah. Oh, gross.
Yes. He had the nagging,
Yeah.
angry father, abusive father type thing, or
Angry
older
father,
parent.
but he's going like, where, stop being a wimp. I killed your best friend.
That's what he did.
Grow up.
He's like, you win the cry contest.
Yeah. Yeah, that was horrible. He's like,
No empathy at all.
you think you're going there? No.
He's like, what?
New World?
You could
Like,
figure out the input type of chemical I have to remember the name of here, but you couldn't figure that out.
Oh, so sad, man. They all get killed, and then they didn't show. I don't think did they show Teeths and Floor getting killed? They just showed them on the ground afterwards, right?
Yeah, they got shot behind him. That one of the
by the other people, yeah, by the other guards who came and got shot. Yeah.
Oh, the one dude from Superstore. Yeah, I wanted him to get killed immediately.
Oh yeah, that was. It took me a while to go like, and then I go, okay,
Crazy
it's
Rich
that-
Asians. He was in Crazy.
Is that where he's from?
Yeah, he was in Crazy Rich Asians.
But he was in Superstore first.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as he died, I was happy. I think he was suffocating underwater, and Star-Lord took the thing off.
Yeah,
Superstore.
that's right. Oh no, what he did was brutal. Like they were falling, and then he was like dragging his body towards the ground.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
that's
yeah, they
right.
hit the ground.
Yeah, and then he drowned him under.
deserved it after what he did to all those animals and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck him. Sorry.
No, I who cares? Fuck it. Vivi says Groot said, "I love you guys for the first time." Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, yeah.
No,
you say
we
it.
got. No, you guys. Say
We'll
it.
talk about that.
I think I know
We'll
what you're
talk-
going to
Vivi's
say.
got
So
a
you,
point.
No, you
you
guys
should
say.
say
it, you
it
say
back
it.
photos.
I
Okay,
am
well,
Groot. I am
it's
Groot.
not even me that said it. It was just someone on Instagram like pointed it out.
Didn't James Gunn confirm this?
He didn't
Her
ask
name
me
is-
anything or something like that. Yeah.
Her name is OTP Joker. She's a Regal Cinema employee, but she's always like posting about geek stuff. But I heard from her, she's saying that, okay, Groot said, I love you guys in the end, but that didn't mean he said in English, I love you guys. It's just to point out that the audience is now in on it. We have gotten to know Groot enough that we hear, just like how Gamora, this version of Gamora, towards the end, at the end of the movie, she finally understood Groot.
Yeah.
Without even thinking about it. Groot just says, I am Groot. And she's like, yeah, I'll be there in a minute. And then she had to pause. I'm like, oh, wait, I understand what you're saying. So then when Groot says that, he says, I am Groot. I mean, I love you guys, but we hear it because now we're in on it. We understand him, which makes sense because it's not like when he said, I love you guys, the rest of the room reacted. They didn't react.
It was
at
just
all.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to know we're finally in on it on the last movie instead of earlier on. That's why.
It only took 4 movies or
You know,
well, no,
that,
4.5 or something.
someone mentioned what he should have just said. We're family.
Oh my god.
Oh, I would have laughed. I would have laughed.
Please, thank God he didn't say that.
There's
You know-
probably a cut of that, and then James Gunn was like, "No."
You know,
No,
you know, somebody asked me recently. They're like, why do you guys like usually agree and then talk about a movie you guys enjoy? How come no one ever disagrees? And I was like,
We do.
we do, but I also said, I told him, I was like, yeah, but why would we waste our time talking about a movie we hated? You know what I mean? Like, why waste our energy on that? But we will do that with Fast and Furious because I fucking hate that franchise.
We're gonna do enough. I have to watch all those.
We have
movies.
no. You
What?
can watch after Fast 5 and you'll be good. That's what happened to me.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'll probably at
Wait.
least watch.
Fucking
Is
Fat
Hobbs and
Op-
Shaw the same universe but not part of the timeline?
It
Like, what
is,
happened?
but I
Yeah.
watched that because I didn't think it was really going to connect to it, and
it's better.
I don't know if. I enjoyed it at least. I mean,
It's better than all the Fast and Furious movies. That's funny.
well, I mean, for me, it was like just
Yeah.
The Rock and like Jason Statham kicking ass, and then they have to fight Idris Elba, which is one of the coolest.
As a
actors
superhuman.
out
It's Black
Yeah.
Superman.
He said,
Super
I'm
suit.
Black Superman, and I was like, all right.
Yeah. So, anyways, fuck Fast and Furious. Anyway, we'll talk about. If he had said we're family, I would have laughed my ass off, but I also would have been like, God damn it.
Go.
I don't need to hear him say family out of his mouth at all.
You know,
Ever.
if streaming wasn't a thing, you know how they could have milked this movie even more, this franchise? They could have released like a version of Vin Diesel's lines, but of him actually saying the lines instead of saying, I am Groot.
True.
You're
Release
right.
And they
Release the
did
Vin
write
Diesel
the
cut.
script as such. Like
Huh?
I think Vin Diesel, he got the script where it's the lines where he says "I am Groot." It actually translate like what he's saying. So, but only he has
Yes, so he can use inflection.
right.
So this I am Groot doesn't sound like this I am Groot.
Yeah. A real method
Got it.
actor, if ever there was one.
You guys remember that Simpsons episode where Homer meets the person she voiced Itchy and Scratchy, and she goes,
Yeah.
like, "I was the voice Roadrunner," and Homer goes, "Like, you mean you didn't meet me?" And she goes, "Like, actually, no, I did it once," and then they just repeated it over and over. Cheap bastards.
That's what I thought they were doing with Vin Diesel, but apparently
Nope.
not. I guess he was working hard to say 3 lines or 3 words.
Yeah.
Movie.
Hey, this was a change-up. He said, "I love you guys." That's 4 words this time.
And you know what? This is probably my favorite iteration. I know Dancing and Baby Groot was like the good one. This was probably my favorite iteration of Groot. That scene when him and Peter are at the High Evolutionary's place and he like busts out the branches with all the guns. Like that was pretty badass.
I am Groot.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
I'll admit, I wasn't so sure what to think about this Groot because I remember when we first saw him in the holiday special. I didn't hate it, but I was more like, "Oh, is this for jokes? Because he's all roided up and everything. Is that what we're going for?" And then, but then,
Why? Because he's built like Mark Wahlberg.
Hey guys,
Wahlberg,
I'm Groot.
or like
Hey,
John
guys.
Cena,
Guys,
the
I'm
guy
Groot.
that ate Mark
I'm Groot.
Wahlberg.
I'm Groot. I'm from Boston. I'm a tree.
Okay.
I'm Groot. I'm
a
a
tree.
tree.
Boston. I'm a Boston cherry tree.
My dad, guys. Rock is my dad. I have a raccoon for his dad.
Jumping ahead though to the post credits because with Groot, he was finally in his like comic book looking form, with the King Groot.
King
that
Groot.
shit was that was
That's
sick.
Awesome. And I understand that it might not be as good if James Gunn's not involved, but just for the sake of seeing that group of Guardians, I would like to see. I don't know if I want to see a movie or maybe that team make an appearance somewhere. Or
Mhm.
I think we'll see
I
him
would like
later.
see that.
You're gonna
Groot,
see it.
especially seeing King Groot, but also as Adam Warlock develops and everything. I want to see more of what he can do, and of course more of the Cosmo here.
You can look up who the little
Cosmo.
girl was supposed to be. I can tell you, but everybody did a special on it, so you'll be able to see who she's supposed to be.
Quasar, it's supposed to be Quasar, right?
Phyla-Vell, the woman whose DNA is from Quasar and one other
That's right.
person,
Okay, that's
Captain
what-
So
Marvel.
Quasar exists in the MCU.
I mean, Captain Marvel and then an Eternal make up her genes in the comics.
Really?
Quasar is another dude that got the bands, but I don't think
The
they're doing that in
quantum
MCU.
it's
Yeah,
because the
it is.
MCU hates us. They hate.
They hate
Dang it.
anyone who ever read the comics ever.
Yeah.
Like, ever.
Captain America. See, he's American. I like
God.
that one right there.
I can't wait for New World Order.
Bro, it's going to change some stuff, man.
Yeah, Vivi said Groot really flew. He had the wings. That's explained why the deluxe figure came. Yeah, that was pretty cool and something that you never thought of that he can do. It's almost
Yeah,
like
it makes
a
sense
tree.
though.
Yeah, like a tree version of Green Lantern. Just builds constructs out of tree branches. Yo, when he was on his head with like the little branches.
So
Right.
good. Rocking his neck.
That's gonna be a Funko Pop, dude.
It should.
It's gonna be a head.
I would do
It'll be
one.
cool.
Head group.
Yeah.
Call it Spider Group.
So no
I
head.
don't think we have a Funko Pop with
So no head.
Yeah.
Groot with
have
Rocket
to
on
pay
top of
extra
Groot.
for
We
that.
have the opposite.
Wait, what? What did you say?
When you guys said no head, I go like, you have to pay extra for that.
Oh God. What were you saying, Gina? About there's never been.
I was gonna say I don't think we have. Albie has the one that has Groot on Rocket, but I don't think we have one that's Rocket on Groot. I don't think we have a Funko Pop the opposite.
No,
That'd be
No.
cool.
I don't think they ever made that because they did it in the first movie
Yeah.
when he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh yeah," but
Oh,
One of my favorite sequences like ever when he gets
Yeah.
that.
What did? Oh no, that was Peter, I think. Where I just realized it right now. It hit me. He did the same thing that Rocket did in the first movie in the prison cell. He adjusted the gravity that everyone floated up, like in the prison cell. He did that in the third one with those guards.
Oh,
Right. All right.
That's a nice callback. I just realized that because we were talking about the first movie. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened.
I also like how he tricked them into saying, "Oh, I just want to talk to them." He goes like, "I'm not that stupid." And
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, the chick.
Mhm.
Yeah. The cool
Tell
thing
me
was,
the truth. No, I'm not that stupid. I'm in the reverse. I'm in the ecstasy.
I'm an idiot for buying this because it was like full price. But I bought the Rocket Legends. I like the suit.
Ooh.
I'm glad we finally got the comic suits.
Yo, look at the gun.
Yeah. You got yours out?
the figure looks cooler, but to complete my Rocket Funko collection,
Yeah. It fell down. It was,
Something just fall off the wall.
it was his hat. It was on his hat, the cap.
Oh,
he's fine. He's fine. See,
Wait, why did-
no damages.
no jam.
Why didn't we see Star-Lord once with his helmet, man? Like, especially
Oh
in that
yeah.
suit.
Good point.
Because they don't hate. They hate the comics, man. They hate the comics.
That's 'cause
this one doesn't come with a gun, but he's holding the Zune.
Oh, is that what he's holding?
Oh,
that's
that's
cool.
cute.
Yeah, he's holding the Zune. That's cute.
Zune is going to surpass the iPad. No.
So, focus, guys, focus.
We're
Why they
zooming
hate-
in.
I'm glad they went through all the eras though, because by the time the movie ends, we're in the 2000s, and they're talking about their favorite bands. That's pretty cool.
Right, yeah. And then the Rocket's most favorite was from Redbone, Come and Get Your Love.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was a good, like,
What was it from?
full circle.
What's the significance of this song?
I heard it in a TV show called Reservation Dogs.
Oh my god!
I need to watch that. Y'all told me.
Oh,
to
it's
check
really
it
good. But that was the first time I heard that the band Redbone, they're a Native American band. I did not know that.
out. They are.
Yeah, Native
Oh,
Americans.
Redbone. Oh, I need to
Yeah,
check
they're
that
Native
out.
Americans.
That's cool.
The name didn't.
No, my brain was like, "Oh, that's nice."
Yeah. There was one scene where I wish they would have shown him again when they're freeing all the children. There's that one like freaky looking like alien thing. He's like, "Thank you."
You know who
I
that was?
lost
You know who
it.
the voice of that was, right?
No.
Danny DeVito.
No,
Who?
Pete Davidson.
No, that was him. Damn it! Now I
Another-
have to hate him.
Another of these Suicide Squad. Oh, I like
Just joking.
another. Yeah, well, let's face it. Everyone in Guardians are going to be in a DC, one of the new iterations of the DC films, and I won't complain.
What about Weasel?
Oh, that's right. That was Sean Gunn, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that thing was Pete Davidson. I lost it when I saw that thing.
There's like a hog or something walking.
Yo, he was like
that was
limping, and I lost it because he was just. That's why when they were all crossing over the bridge, I was hoping you'd see his little body like.
And Mantis was being polite. Oh, I was. You look great, but I was like scared. Someone right behind you. Someone like.
Oh man, I'm glad we got to see Drax as a destroyer just for like a few minutes finally. When he was
Yeah.
kicking those dudes' ass at the security, I was like, oh, we finally got to see a destroyer.
Throwing the knife in dude's ankles and he spun on the wall for a second. That was
Am I correct? That whole sequence was like uncut, right? Or like
Yeah.
it looked like it was one.
one.
that
It's supposed
was
to be
one
one
of my-
sequence. Yeah.
That was like one of my favorite things of all time. It was just like everyone like chipping in and like camera moving around and everything. I was like, best like final battle sequence in an MCU movie.
Whoa,
Or
whoa,
maybe
whoa.
most. Just like it's definitely
one of the
up
best.
there somewhere.
Did
way
you
up there.
see the Hulk versus Abomination? Come on, man.
Look, that wasn't bad. I can admit that wasn't bad, and that
It
wasn't
wasn't.
the worst part of the movie. I'm just saying that was innovation right there.
You know, I still really like that Hulk film.
A lot of people do. I'm glad you said that. A lot of people.
I can take scenes that I like, and then I can ignore almost the rest of it.
What, the Brazil scene? That's it, and just ignore the
No, the
rest of
Brazil
them?
scene was one of my favorite parts. Actually, I was like,
The whole Brazil section was awesome.
yeah, like he was like learning to adapt and everything, and working in a soda factory. I was like, oh, cool. And then he had to go back to New York,
America.
Okay.
The movie did change after that. Yeah.
You know what I'm sad though? We're never gonna see Hulk interact with Drax. Like I thought we'd at least see them once on the
Right.
screen because I'm pretty sure Dave Bautista said he's done after this.
Yes, I think he's done with Marvel after that.
Damn.
Do you think?
Wait,
I
Zach.
know you say he's done now, but like if it's like a what's it called? Secret Wars or King Dynasty. I think Secret Wars more than that. That some of these people come back.
Yes, they're going to
Yeah.
come back
Secret
on the
Wars.
films.
But that's the only time. Like if he comes back, it's just for Secret Wars, and that's it.
I don't think we'll
That
see
could be true.
Mantis back, or
No.
maybe. But the reason why I don't think we'll see her and
Wait.
Drax anymore is because I don't know if Guardians were to appear in Avengers film, I think it would be what you saw at the end of the movie or post credits. I think was it post credits? Yeah, post credits.
Right.
Which is
Yeah.
I think they're going to do something with Mantis because of those interdimensional creatures, but it'll be a surprise show up in someone's film.
oh, you
I
think
didn't know.
so?
Yeah, I didn't know those creatures are interdimensional, but I think they have a place for mantises in those three creatures, battery eaters.
Dude, Disney Plus series, I bet.
Ooh,
Well, maybe.
that
They're
it's
trying
either
to
a bunch of cameos, but
Yeah, they're trying to cut back, but maybe
you
I
are.
don't
They're
know
trying
why,
to do less
man.
stuff.
I get it, probably because
The
they've
profit.
been overworking the VFX work. But look, man, I'll be honest. I loved the last 2 years because it's like it was one after the other. People are like, oh, I'm getting tired. It's like, what?
You had a shutdown of nothing, though.
Yeah, and we
So
got
I
all
guess-
these things.
I guess they got Marvel fatigue, but they had nothing. Then they had Marvel fatigue. So I guess the happy medium.
Yeah, but
Like I
the same
told,
people- the same
my
people that say
favorite
they got-
thing. You already know what my favorite thing was the werewolf by night presentation. That's my favorite
Yeah, the
Marvel
one.
piece right now.
Yeah, the same people that said they had fatigue are same ones still watching fucking Mandalorian and like Andor and shit. Like,
We're not tired of Star Wars.
and
Yeah.
I don't like. I like some of those shows. I thought Andor was one of the best
Andor was
shows.
amazing. It was a good team.
But there was so much Star Wars. There were some things that I wasn't at. I wasn't enthused about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Mhm.
Well, that's because you're not a fan of Star Wars.
You're right. You're right.
That's
I am not a hardcore fan of Star Wars, so maybe this is the same feel as people watching the MCU.
Yeah,
But
and that's the thing. You guys don't have to watch. You can cut it off right there. Endgame going to be your last.
But I went through Mandalorian season 3. I thought overall it was enjoyable because it seems like a lot of Star Wars fans didn't like it. But I thought I thought it was good enough because this time around they had a bigger budget to play with. So yeah.
Mhm.
Now let's give some of that budget to some of these Marvel projects. I mean, clearly they gave the budget for Guardians. They knew they were confident in its success, so they gave the budget to Guardians. I don't think I had a visual effects complaint on that movie.
You know what's cool about this movie though, with Guardians though, it's like
So
well, one of them was like, if you guys were worried about James Gunn taking over the DC, I mean, come on. At this point, why would you worry? You know,
Yeah.
especially over this last movie.
Puts
True.
a
One,
lot of effort into it.
yeah, one, he actually makes deaths in his franchise mean something. Like we saw, that was a cool tribute to Michael Rooker seeing Yondu at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
With Kraglin, that was cool.
Use
But-
boy.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure the Gamora thing was like from the overall like people writing for Avengers to bring her back and stuff like that.
Actually,
But good.
well, really quick. Apparently, originally James Gunn tried to have Gamora die in Guardians 2,
Oh, really?
but the execs told him no, probably because of their plans for what happened.
Killing her
Infinity War.
That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
it looks like if that were to happen, Star-Lord was still going to be grieving in Guardians 3. But maybe the difference is this time is that there is a Gamora there, but it's not the same Gamora, so he's still grieving. So, yeah.
Speaking of Star-Lord, did he just blame himself in the elevator for messing up not killing Thanos? I think he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I think they took so James Gunn took that fan stuff. Let me nerd out for 20 seconds. So I agree with what he said. It was his fault. Even though it was supposed to happen, I feel justified in blaming Star-Lord for his part because it still happened and he still chose to do that, even though it was predestined to happen. Okay, I'm done. I was like, did he just say that? Did he actually blame himself and knows it's his fault? Yeah.
What's up, Josh?
What's up, Josh, from before?
Say what's up, dudes. I was gonna say that with Guardians 3, it kind of felt like James Gunn was like, he's like, guys, it's okay if you want to walk away from this franchise. You know what I mean? The ending he gave for that movie was like, here's what happened to the Guardians you guys got used to. You know, you guys got accustomed to growing with throughout the series. Here's where they're gonna go. So it's okay if like you don't follow this shit anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except for the post credits. I hated that.
Star-Lord?
Okay, yeah. The reason why is like, oh man, I'm sure he's gonna appear in some facet
Of
because
course.
he's on Earth now. But I was like, oh, he finally has a send off. Then it said what does it say? The Almighty Star-Lord?
The legendary Star-Lord.
The legendary
That's the
Yeah.
joke.
Almighty. Sorry.
That's the joke.
Which
Remember what
I
he told
was
about himself?
surprised. I go like, you're saying that? What about that whole other crew that you just built? They got
Yeah.
right.
And then like what happened to spending time with his grandpa? Like now he's gonna come back. I don't know. I kind of felt like he should have died. I thought he was dead.
Did we all?
Why
I
is his-
thought that was. Yeah, I thought that was it.
Why is his grandfather still alive, guys? Should we ask about that? Is there?
He's a
is there
Skrull.
some plot device? Yeah.
Oh God,
Invasion,
that's how he comes
yo.
back. Yeah,
Secret
oh my God.
invasion.
Yeah.
that's it.
Pac-Man's using that comic brain
Oh,
of
that's
his.
true though. It
That
could
was
start
good.
that
Because
process.
why is he not dead? And why is he in good health? Is it just a fluke? Oh, he's just living well in his.
Because
Oh, because
Well-
Ego fucked his grandfather too. Okay. Sorry.
I was gonna say Viagra is a hell of a drug, but
It could be coincidence. Maybe his
Ego
father
gave him Viagra. It's like,
Maybe his
yeah,
grandfather's
so-
up and kicking just cause, or
Sorry,
yes,
you know,
Drax, I have a penis.
it was Mephisto the entire time.
Oh God.
I mean, they've already announced, or they haven't announced officially, but we all know the rumor of who's supposed to be Mephisto anyway. So
Yeah,
Venom.
it'll be fun.
Venice,
Ooh,
how
very
much?
Venice.
Yeah,
Or he could
father
come
of
off as
Cosmo,
Ali
guys.
G.
The father of Cosmo.
Oh God, it somehow intertwines. Jeez.
The father of Cosmo.
Yeah, I kind of wanted because I was happy with Star-Lord's ending. It's like, oh, he's finally at home, he's at peace, and it's like, oh, he's gonna come back now. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Is the legendary Star-Lord.
Now who's his brother-in-law? Because remember, he's like, or his stepbrother. Sorry,
Exactly.
brother-in-law.
The one he's a 45-year abled man. I mean, I could do it if he's in Watchmen on the Porch. He's a 45-year able-bodied man.
Who is his stepbrother? Blue Marvel.
His stepbrother,
Okay.
her son. Yeah. Why even mention him? Is it just supposed to be side talk, or is he somebody we don't know? Because his dad said, "Don't get him started."
It has to be somebody like because why else? Yeah, why else would he mention? his
Why
stepbrother?
even mention the lot? Let's think about it. Now we have to really dig. We got to dig now. We don't have to do it now, but
The
Who
scroll,
could-
the scroll thing, kind of makes a little bit of sense.
it's that
messed up.
dude in the scroll film, Hobbs and
It's-
Scroll
has
Elevation.
some
That's her stepson.
validity to it.
Man, I wonder if Secret Invasion is gonna really like tear us apart. Like,
It could be bad.
Wow,
or it could be
let's-
great.
you. I knew it was
Let's remember what happened with WandaVision. Let's set our expectations.
yeah, that's true.
Professor X is going to come there, and at the end of it, he's going to... You know, at the end of that fucking show, I was still having hope that Patrick Stewart would come out, but he did.
Or there was that one time we were all pretty sure that Reed Richards was going to be the
Yeah.
astrophysicist.
And
Or
we still
whatever.
haven't found out.
If
who
you
that
can
is,
dig
too.
out those old ass Anchor podcasts, you should replay it.
Oh gosh,
How
right.
wrong we were. Yeah.
Doctor Strange will show up in this movie. Mephisto will show up.
It's still
No, he
Mephisto.
can't.
He's still coming.
Oh, I was going to ask, with Cosmo's powers, is that the first time telekinesis was mentioned in the MCU? Because Cragman was like, that's not fair. She has telekinesis.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
As far as I know, yes.
So now, yes. No.
Oh, they're laying groundwork for the mutants showing up.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
proof with the
Miss
music
Marvel.
in Miss Marvel. They
Let's
used
ask
the clip
Kevin.
in the TV series. Also, when
Kevin
X-Men
McAllister?
97 comes out, when's that coming out? The
fall.
second continuation. This fall?
This fall. Yeah. It's
Which
going to be
one?
fun.
It's a continuation of the 97 series.
X-Men.
right.
I told somebody, I was like, if they, I don't know what's going to happen, but if they mess it up, I said, and I'll know how Star Wars fans feel.
Ooh, how do you
True.
screw up a TV series that's already written?
Oh, they'll
Well,
They
everyone
brought
money.
back the original writers, so
You
Oh,
know how
good.
you can do that?
Hmm.
Ask Kathleen Kennedy.
Wait.
all right,
Who's
we're
that,
not doing this. All right.
We're not doing.
We should probably do we'll do a Star Wars episode. It'll be called Star Wars from people who don't really like.
Yeah,
you
the
know,
best.
watch Star Wars. Or they watch it in passing. You know.
Oh, Kathleen Kennedy, who rewrote. Okay, damn.
Man, I watched all the prequel trilogies. I know Star Wars. All right, so
Probably watch most Star Wars things, but I'm definitely not in it because all the Mandalorian shows and the Osaka show, it's all reference to Clone Wars and Rebels, and I go, like,
Yeah.
I haven't watched them before.
Okay, can I ask you guys
never
something?
watched it.
I asked
Yeah.
Sheen this because we're talking about the Star War. You know how like people like nowadays, like the younger generation, they're like, "Oh, it's vintage, it's retro, it's nostalgia." Can something be nostalgic for you if it came out before you were born?
No.
You think so?
Mm-mm.
So it depends on in context. It came out before you were born, but
Like here's my example. Like I'm not gonna go like, "Oh my god, I love The Empire Strikes Back. It's so nostalgic for me." When my first time seeing it was like on VHS in like '97. Like I can't, you know what I mean? Like it sounds kind of
I do know.
gatekeeping, but it's like I think I see a lot of people nowadays throwing stuff around like, "Oh, it's so nostalgic. I remember this." I was like, "You weren't born when it came out. How can you remember it?" When you Google searched it for the first time on like Chrome, I don't know. Like
I could understand from that.
God damn it.
But I do feel like maybe there's a different word for it. Like
Yes.
maybe I'm not so nostalgic about Star Wars, but there is an experience I have of my dad introducing me to Star Wars. Or for me, I wasn't as enthused about Star Wars. I was more enthused about Indiana Jones. I know most of those came back before I was born, but I remember there was a feeling of my dad renting those movies from Blockbuster, and yeah, watching those for the first time, and like
This is my whip.
Probably my first, I guess, hero
exposure
to probably one of my first exposures to
Harrison Ford.
You're right. Maybe nostalgic isn't the right word because I sadly didn't see the only Indiana Jones movie I saw in theaters was The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
oh, the fucking
Nice.
Shia LaBeouf.
Which honestly,
LaBeouf.
I didn't hate as much as other people did. Yeah, maybe
It was the best one.
It
Sam Witwicky as Indianapolis Jones. Come on, man.
Indianapolis.
I thought it was entertaining enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
I
type
I've seen it like 3 times. Sheen left.
I guess apparently Sheen didn't like it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Internet's not so great. I think Kathleen heard me.
Oh God.
Please heard.
I don't know. It was like something that we were talking about. I was like, I wonder if it sounds kind of gatekeeping, but it's like it's an interesting discussion because you see that word thrown around a lot, and it's like, like your experience, though. I understand that, you know.
Well, you got nostalgia from your.
So maybe
interaction
it's
with
a
your
different
father.
word for maybe nostalgia is not necessarily the right word. But
Member berries. They can't have member berries.
Remember,
They can't say remember when Star Wars came out. Like, how old are you? No, you don't remember the first Star Wars that ever came out.
It's like me asking someone who was born in 2000, you know what Tower Records is, and they don't like understand what that is.
or they're
Oh,
like,
because they
"Oh
were
my
born
god, I
in
love,"
2000.
or
Yeah.
or they'll be like, "Oh my god, I love Tower Records. I remember they sold CDs." I was like, "Yeah, but it's just only because you looked it up."
right.
Exactly.
You actually go to
Did you actually pay $20 for Saint Anger like I did? Like, come on.
Nice. You flush it out. You flush it out.
Okay, back to Vivi says, "That's my Infinity War. Rocket took the captain position. Guardian of the new leader. Oh, that's right. Remember,
I was
he'd be
actually
like,
Mhm.
what?
Mm-hmm.
He
I
blew
was
your spot.
rewatching that in Infinity War. Like he was going like, I'm the captain. And Peter Quill was like, I know the reason why you're going with him because it's where Thanos isn't. And Rocket was like, that's
You
not the
really
way you
should.
should talk to your captain.
Yeah. Good luck, morons.
The rabbit
Who said
speaks
good luck,
truth.
morons?
Thor.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
I bid you good. Yeah. I thought and I thought when they said this movie was gonna be centered around Rocket, like it's cool the way they centered it was more so his backstory instead of like, oh, it's just following him throughout the whole movie, but it is sort of in the flashback scene. You know what I mean? Like in that context.
Because he was,
It's pretty much
dormant for
flatlined the
most
whole
of
episode.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It had that good balance, honestly. Like when they did,
Yeah.
you had the sadness of the story, but then you had humor. Like when she was trying to open the door, he's like, "You push the button," and then you said, "You open the fucking door." Like like you had
Also-
that balance. There was no forced humor in
Yeah.
that movie. It was-
Everyone laughed when he said they.
That was the
That was-
second fuck you in Guardians. Not the
What was the
second
first one?
spoken fuck you, but the second showing of fuck you. The first was this.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. But that
He didn't say
I-
it, but that's
What was it again?
pictures with 1,000 words.
What was it? It was what?
Or
That's a thumbnail right there. Good job, man. What a couple of a-holes.
yeah, he said with a couple of a-holes. Yep. That's what they said it to him as he did that. So I
That's,
said, ooh. Begins
We're,
with the fuck you, ends with the fuck you. James Gunn likes the word fuck you.
we're past the 9:00 hour. Let's get down to the real nitty gritty, guys.
Nitty gritty time.
I thought Star-Lord was going to end up with Nebula.
You did?
I don't know why. It was
It
like
was
some
a
weird
Did you?
shit.
There was that moment where he goes like, "You're," and it was actually one of my favorite like lines. He goes like, "She's going like, stop." He goes like, "Just notice your eyes are really black."
Because my father. Mm-hmm.
Because my father took mine out and replaced them with those, and he goes like, "Well, he picked a really nice set."
I know they'll black your eyes were. My father removed them and put a place in them with a form of torture. Well, he picked a really
Yeah.
And Gamora's just standing there like, "Are you
Bro.
hitting on my sister?"
It was. I'm glad they didn't go that route though. Like
That would have been strange.
she no. I mean, like, well, even she said she was like, "I'm not that Gamora. That's somebody else." Like, I'm glad they didn't try to make them a couple again.
Me
like,
too.
Yeah, that was
Realistically, it'd be
smart.
kind of sick. He just like gets back with.
I like why. Like it's not that you wouldn't get back with her. It'd be back
It's
with
somebody
a
else.
Gamora. It would be with a Gamora again. Yeah.
Not the Gamora.
Not the Gamora that knows who he is and had the relationship. I'm glad they
Why
didn't
is
force it
Gamora?
out of him.
And they also did recognize how it was wrong for him to be kind of obsessed over that Gamora because it's not the same Gamora. You shouldn't coax her into
forcing her into
you sometimes you just gotta learn that she's just not that into you and you gotta move on.
Which brings us to our next topic, guys. Check out our LonelyFans podcast of rom-coms we did back in February. He's just not that into you. I think that was one of the movies somebody picked.
Mhm.
Give me a few minutes, guys. I'll be back.
He's got his lotion.
What was that? Lotion.
Puts the lotion on the skin.
Well, let's. I did want to get back to what you were trying to say back photos of why James Gunn has proven that he's good for DC. Because so we talked about how he was really good at like ending the stories with characters. He seems to have a passion for developing like not just your main characters, but kind of like a whole ensemble of characters. And he was able to do that with unknown IPs, like none of us knew about Guardians. So imagine what he can bring to the table with more known characters like Superman, whatnot. So I'm looking forward to it. And for the ones you say, oh, but he gets all jokey and stuff, he does jokes well, but clearly he can do drama really well.
Then they probably haven't watched his other movies.
Toxic Crusaders.
Belko Experiment. That shit was wild.
Oh,
Even the Suicide Squad had some pretty dark ass moments. So,
I got to rewatch that again.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You mean?
It's one of my.
Oh yeah, Stallone was back in this one. Fucking Rocky Balboa. That's why he wasn't in Creed 3. He's busy filming his 3-minute dialogue for Guardians.
Hey,
don't make me pick between the Guardians and Creed. You got to go to space.
Never got to go to space. Went to Philadelphia. Went to Central America, but I never got to go to space.
A Rambo reference. Is it?
That is interesting that she ended up with the Ravagers.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's a good way to bring your character back as a Ravager rather than just roaming the earth by yourself like a loser.
Like a loser. Like Mantis? No. To kind of like put a bow tie, guys, on this. Like, what do we think is going to happen next for Guardians? Do you think there's going to be another movie or just appearances? What do you think?
Appearances. I think appearances.
Yeah.
But don't think for the group that just went their separate ways, I don't think we see them until a big time film. And I say Secret Wars, if that, but it might still be down.
I mean, or I'm hoping King Dynasty.
I think. Well, damn. I think this is. I think this is it for that original group.
Yes.
I don't think we see the. It'll be cool to see them again, but I don't think we will. Honestly, this to them, I think this was their version of Endgame, like we saw with Chris Evans and Robert Downey. Yeah. This was their version of that. I mean, shit. Bradley Cooper did promo work for this.
He did,
right?
Yeah, he showed the premiere.
I tried to look it up. I wanted to look up Bradley Cooper red carpet to see if he actually did it this time because I was hoping he would. I'm like, come on, you're probably not gonna have a chance to do this.
Did he? He actually showed up.
Yeah, Marvel tweeted it out. I was like, holy shit, he's actually at one of these things.
I'd ask him to go, like, Brad, like, why should I go, Jameson? Like, it's the last time, man. You want a beer?
I like doing A Star Is Born. I cried a little. All right, I'm not going.
Hey, look. I watched Limitless more than once and still like it, okay? Even the TV series, I watched some.
Was that Bradley Cooper?
Mm-hmm.
I watched A-Team in theaters.
Ooh.
Me and she did.
Yo,
should I see it?
I watched it in theaters too, and honestly,
I wish they did a sequel.
So I should watch it.
Okay,
you should
watch the A-Team. Who watched the original A-Team?
But we're talking about the Bradley Cooper A-Team, because let's face it, I wouldn't be surprised if that one scene got him the role for Rocket Raccoon. When
that's right.
Falling down, he goes like, "Hey, let's get any stuffy in here. I'm gonna go pop a window." Goes out, goes in the machine, goes like,
I would go pop a window.
Oh,
and, it looked like him in like the first Guardians.
Yeah, we just like blast.
I wouldn't be sorry. James Gunn saw A-Team in theaters too, and he goes like,
"That guy can play a raccoon."
That guy can play a raccoon, and then he realized Liam Neeson got canceled, so he picked Bradley Cooper.
Liam Neeson got canceled? Seriously?
He didn't get canceled. Yeah. No, he got.
No, not that. I was just joking.
It was much
He
later.
did too many Taken movies.
Okay, let's. All right, what do you guys think? Albion, fun guy. What do you guys think is going to happen going forward with Guardians?
Get taken again?
We're not going to get a movie, but hopefully we'll get appearances at least.
I think we will. We'll get a team appearance.
We'll get appearances just like how Guardians appeared in Infinity War.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then how
just Rocket appeared in Infinity War.
Well, in Endgame, he was just Rocket for most of it. While Infinity War, they were a key part of the story there, and So I hope we get something like that because I'm ready to say goodbye to the movie, and I understand some characters have to go, but I think some characters still have room to grow or see more. So yeah,
Like Adam Warlock.
like
I
Adam
agree.
Warlock,
Yeah.
Cosmo,
Literally.
and hell, even to be fair, Groot, because we've only seen him in his child years. Now we got to see him in his adult years.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Oh, thanks, man. I love you too.
I just smile.
Fun guy. What do you think happens going forward?
Appearances,
Yeah.
surprise
maybe.
special guest. I think movie and TV, they're going to pick where they put them.
Yeah.
I expect to see some of them when it. You're right. Because the Secret Invasion starts to interact with the spatial galactic Marvel, I think we'll see some either in the Marvels. Marvels is too soon. Secret Invasion might be our best bet, but definitely after that for the King stuff. We should see them pop up somewhere.
Yeah. We should.
Should.
We'll see. But yeah, any other final thoughts before we close out this volume 3? Oh, I do want to mention. Apparently, there was I looked this up. He filmed like footage of Xandar getting destroyed for Infinity War, and they just never used it. I think he got pissed off at that. James Gunn did.
Gosh, I would have. Yeah,
I know. I would have sat an extra hour in the theater.
What's
to watch
Xandar
it.
again? Xandar's the Nova Corps?
Yeah. What
Yeah.
stone was there? It was the
Power.
Power Stone.
Power Stone. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
I would have watched that.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
totally would have.
It's not the director's cut?
No, they filmed it. They just didn't want to pay for the CGI.
What? Disney doesn't have money?
They do. They just wanted more.
Man, that's
Look, I still like what happened with Infinity War, but I would have stayed an extra hour to watch that. Xandar
bruh,
scene.
that's weak. That's weak sauce. I'm gonna call
And
it.
I feel like
Disney.
by
Hey Disney,
then
that's weak.
You should be like okay with like staying longer. Okay, this
Yeah.
is not
It's
an
at least-
introductory movie, guys. This is-
Correct. It's a culmination.
people that are showing up are the ones that have been dedicated already.
So here's why I would have stayed longer. I wanted them to show that it wasn't just Earth that was impacted. It's
Yeah.
that part of the universe. Wherever the gems were, they were impacted. And then everybody else was.
I love that you use gems. That's how I know you read the comics
Oh,
instead of
crap.
stones. That's
gotta
cool. It is
moisten
the
my
gems, the
feelings.
Infinity Gems.
I wish it was the gems, but no, it was the stones. That's fine.
I'm surprised they didn't explain what was that on Adam Warlock's head, because in the comics that's supposed to be the Soul Stone.
This is just
It
this
was
is a
a-
sovereign beacon.
Oh.
Hey, they
I
can
made
go
it
get
up.
one of
I
those
made it
gems out of the guy's drawer in the TVA. So don't worry.
TV.
And just stick it on his head.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, yeah, that movie sucked. Anyways, fucking, I'm glad they're gone. Fuck the Guardians. They didn't do much to help us, anyways. What do they really protect?
That's so good.
Milky Way Galaxy.
Jesus Christ.
That's so
Well, this was, and I will say this: it's like it probably was the better of the latest string of movies, but
yes.
I don't know if you enjoy them. You would. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole other discussion. Like I can
Yeah.
quickly say I didn't hate the last string of movies, but this
The Eternals was actually well directed.
whole other level.
Yeah.
Yep, Eternals, Shang-Chi is one of my favorites.
I watched
Wakanda
Shang-Chi's
Forever is probably the last emotional
Bruh.
MCU movie I watched. But I
You
feel
didn't
like this is a different type of emotional,
Yes.
Yeah.
different vibe and everything, and that's a good thing. That we have
Mhm.
different stories.
I enjoyed parts of Quantumania.
Mhm.
I did.
I think this string of trilogies was the most consistent out of all the MCU ones.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Guardians. I'm going to say that's probably the best trilogy. No,
It
Whoa.
is. I would argue with you. I wouldn't argue
Right.
on that actually.
Incredible
Like
Hulk,
before, I would
Ang
say
Lee's Hulk, and Ragnarok.
I would say the best trilogy is Captain America, and I
And
still
then
like that
Guardians.
trilogy, but now I might put Guardians up. Well,
Guardians is above it.
I might tell, but I feel like Guardians is probably number one in trilogy, not just MCU, but kind of like in cinema history.
Whoa,
Ooh.
in cinema
Too
history.
soon to say. Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
I
Like,
saw a lot of comparisons,
Hey,
man. People hate on the
speaking of
Nolan
that-
trilogy.
Speaking of nostalgia, we're going to talk about how their Star Wars trilogy, and Lord of the Rings trilogy, which but
Who?
now we got
Okay.
now we got the Guardians trilogy. I think that
Yeah.
that deserves to be part of that discussion.
I'll allow
excuse me, sir.
I allow it.
Christopher Nolan says, "I'm right here."
Well, that was Christopher Nolan's Batman. That's his vision,
That's
but it
the
was
best
good.
trilogy.
I think you guys
Oh.
know my opinion of my opinion of the Nolan trilogy. So
It's the best one. I'm counting on it.
it's
I was
not,
wondering.
not horrible.
Wait, we have to do the Bane. We have to. Ah, trilogy.
I was wondering what would
You
break.
merely adopted the trilogy.
You're
I was
nearly
born
Many adopted the children.
molded by it.
You nearly adopted the third act. I was
Yep.
molded by it.
That should be the next podcast. Let's do our own conversation about what the best trilogy we think is, because I think you're wrong, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm messing with you. I'm fucking with you.
No, Guardians is easily
It's the
one of
most
the
consistent.
one of the most loved, consistent MCU period, but one of the most loved trilogies we can guess. If people remember it's a trilogy, they go, "Oh yeah."
Well, the reason why I said it's the most consistent is because every trilogy had a weak movie, and I don't know. People backtrack and started to hate on 2, but I liked 2. 2 was good.
2 wasn't bad. Now they hate 2. Wait, what?
But I'm not.
I remember when 2 came out, people were going like, "Oh, it's not the same." But I want like
Yondu's
still
death
felt-
scene. Come on.
Yeah, I thought Yondu's death scene. It still had a lot of emotional punches, especially like him trying to come to terms of who his father is.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at that. I was laughing at the taser face. Tell him
And
the death came at the
best
hands.
trilogy, Skywalker series. We all know that. Skywalker series.
Get out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Which one's that? the prequel or the sequel?
But
Here we
like,
go.
He's talking about Fourth Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker.
The
No.
Farce Awakens?
Wait, should I ever watch Last Jedi?
No,
Samurai? The Last
um,
Samurai? Yeah, you should watch it. It's
We
got
can.
Tom
Ken Watanabe.
Ken Watanabe, yeah. Wait, Rise of Skywalker was the Last Jedi? Which one?
Rise of
no, we
Skywalker
didn't
was
miss
the
anything.
third of the trilogy, and in
It
my
was?
opinion, the worst of the trilogy.
Here we go.
But,
All right.
but some
Palpatine's
of
back?
yeah, that was stupid.
Here we go.
That's a whole other thing. And
I will
again,
say-
it's because I'm not like a true Star Wars fan, which I can understand that.
That's okay. After that trilogy, you probably won't become
Let's
one.
be real. There's no such thing as like, I'm more of a fan than you are. There's none of that stuff, man.
That's
Come on.
true.
We're all,
You're a
fucking
fan or
great
you're not.
bullshit. Yeah. Well, the thing was, like, I know, like, I'm biased for Nolan stuff, but I know easily Dark Knight Rises was weak compared to the other two. But with Guardians, I don't think there was a weak one, because I remember I saw the first one twice. I saw the second one twice. This one I'm going to see twice.
So I'm gonna definitely want to see
Consistent,
this.
yeah. Whereas if you compare it to the other MCU trilogies, I'd say, I don't know. I kind of liked Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2.
That shows my taste in
wait.
movies.
I didn't
Iron Man 2
hate
with
Iron Man
Backlash?
with Whiplash.
The Whiplash.
yeah.
Whiplash Backlash.
There will be blood in the water. The sharks.
It wasn't his fault. The problem was, like,
Oh no, it wasn't Mickey Rourke's fault. No,
No.
they didn't really give him much to do at the very end, and
it's like, oh,
just in that
Oh, shit.
CGI Crimson Dynamo shit.
What up, Johnny? He said, "Hey yo, what's up, Johnny number 6?"
number Cinco.
He's got some dope custom stuff on his Etsy. I got to send you guys later.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
That's custom mods on figures.
Custom like chairs too and props. It's pretty cool.
I like that.
But yeah, that should be the next show. You guys want to do best trilogies? Like which
Yeah.
ones we think
Yeah.
best?
I think that's what
Mhm.
we want to do. We'll talk about trilogies.
Dylon, because he's the
Think of the
because I spit hot fire.
5 best trilogies.
five best-
I guess we'll talk about like format.
What was that?
Well,
We got rubber duckies.
Going to puberty again.
hi, my name's Albert.
I'm counting on it.
I guess we'll talk about. I wonder, do we all bring our top 3 trilogies or
Whatever.
Yeah,
you
and
want.
I'll compile the a 1999 PowerPoint presentation for all of us, like I did. last
Yes, has to be from the 90s before
Yes.
2000.
time.
Before 2000.
The trilogies of the PowerPoint. Wait,
PowerPoint.
I was
want
about to say, I was like,
old,
what trilogies? do
old
we-
PowerPoint.
All right, then. So look for that, guys, for our next podcast. Maybe next
90s
week we'll try and do
PowerPoint.
it. Make it happen.
Cutting edge.
Trilogies.
Talking about trilogies. If you're catching the replay, thanks, guys.
Hey guys,
And
What
a
do
little
I want?
spoiler from my review that I'm posting tomorrow, guys.
what's up?
It involves Chat GPT.
Ooh,
The AIs are taking over,
ooh. Can I be
just
there?
like the Guardians. Yeah, you can be the sex bot. All right, so thanks for joining us,
Ooh.
guys. Helicopter and all the fucking way.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
All right,
shout
guys.
out
Well,
to the 76ers who won tonight too.
Did they win?
They won.
They won
Yeah,
tonight.
fuck Boston.
Hey guys,
is Phoenix?
Boston.
That's even more reason to hate Boston. Fuck Boston.
There you go.
Mark Wahlberg. All right. So yeah, Guardians is awesome, guys. Take care.
Mhm.
All right. Till next time, guys. Peace.